Are you sure this is okay?
You're in country, dude. Live a little. Now, she's pretty sensitive, so go easy on the throttle, okay?
All right.
What's going on, guys? Jet ski's gone. I'm keeping this motorcycle. This one is also sold. But before I give it to the person, I had to wait for this brake master cylinder to come in. And I know a lot of Chinese scooters have a lot of issues with front brakes giving out. Rear brakes normally work because they're drum driven with cable, but the front ones, after a while, they just give out. So today I'm going to solve this problem. We're going to show you how to do it. This is a Wolf RX 50, 2017. This will probably work for 90% of your 50cc and 150cc scooters out there, but you can just go on eBay, pick up a new brake master cylinder. I don't even care if it's the right one for this scooter. If I have to modify the front a little bit, I will to get this to fit in there, but we'll see. I didn't even take it apart to make sure it was the right one. We're just gonna do it because I've done this so many times. It doesn't really matter. So we're gonna remove these screws here so we can pull this front panel off. And actually, I think I'm gonna leave that one there. We're just gonna take these two off and then it should unclip and come forward. Let me make sure there's none. Yeah, so I got one right there on the front. So we got 3 screws we're gonna take out and we'll go from there. So give me a sec to get my tools together here. Alrighty guys, just gonna use some power tools here because it's gonna simplify my life, make things a lot easier. Just back these out with some power tools. Get this going real quick. Set those down there. That way I can get this scooter off to who bought it. I'll show you how to bleed the line as well, the easy way without doing a whole bunch of extra work for yourself. See if I can get this in there. Now, gonna need an attachment here. Matter of fact, for this one, I'm just gonna use a regular Phillips head. I don't feel like going and finding an attachment for all that right now, so we're not going to. So just pop this one off there. There we go. Back this out. And then we'll pull the front plastic piece off, and then we'll grab the rest of the tools necessary to keep going here. I'm pretty sure that's loose now. Yep. Let's see if I can pop that out. Almost got it. There we go. Got it that time. A bit of a longer screw, so that one goes in the front. So you got 2 short ones and a long one. I should be able to just pop this off now and pull this out of the top brackets here. There it is. So we'll just let that temper. As a matter of fact, let me go grab a rag because that's going to be moving around on the paint that I just put on there. I'd rather not have that scuffing up the paint if I can avoid it. So we'll go ahead and just put a rag back here, set that against it. There we go. So now, let's see what we got to do here. I may have to pop off the back. It looks like I'm gonna have to pop this off too. So this normally just pulls off, which is easy. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to undo. Let's see. So I only got the 1 screw on that side, 1 screw here and 1 on the bottom. Okay, well, let's go ahead and undo those real fast because we got to pop off the back of this as well, which is kind of an annoyance, but whatevs. A lot of times you can just access this stuff without the need to do that. Looks like all those screws are about the same. Yeah, I don't see anything else holding that side on, so that should just pop off there when the time comes. Cool. All right. Pop this guy out here if I can get it. There we go. There it is. All right, this should pop off now too. Give him a pull. All right guys, next up, I believe this is probably a 12, might be a 14, but I think that's a 12. No, 12, I was correct. So next thing we're gonna do is pop off the brake line. Gonna use electric tools. You guys can use whatever you want. Deep well socket. Pop that off there. Oh, look at that. They have blue Loctite on there. Cool. All right, set that aside. And now we're gonna switch this over to an 8 because that's what it takes to take these off here. I'm gonna slip that down in there. Undo that guy. And your new one should come with its own screws. But just to be on the safe side, you might want to keep yours. or keep the old ones here. For now, we're just gonna set these aside. There we go. Set those down there. And now we're gonna take out the safety switches. We're gonna switch them with this one, but first we gotta back these ones out. So, back those out real fast. Set those on the seat like that. And now we're gonna remove the safety switches that are on this one here. We're gonna pop them right over to the other side. So you guys can see this, I'll lift this up. So that was the rear one. Get the safety switch on there. This was the top one. Get that out of the way for now. Pull a little bit too much wire out here when I did this. There we go. And now we'll pop that one on there. Okay, safety switch has been reset. So you can see where the old one lined up at. Makes your job a lot simpler. We're just gonna take this now, put this right back on here, like so, if you guys can see that. We will line this up perfectly with where it was. And we will reverse the head. This is why I like having power tools. Simplifies your life big time. All right, so line that right back up. Get her tight. Don't crush it, because that's how you break the metal. So, all right. Now we're gonna switch this back over and do it this way. The old one still looks like it's in good shape here, so I'm not gonna use this setup that they've got here. I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna keep this. The old one still looks like it's in pretty good shape, so we're just gonna use the old one here. If I can, if we can get this on there and not have any problems. There we go. So that takes care of that. Yeah, the old one's still in really good shape, so now we can just tighten that down. Whoops, ha ha ha, not what I meant to do. And then I'm gonna show you how to bleed this the easy way. All right, instead of going all the way down to the nipple, most of the time you can do it this way. All right, let's pop this lid off. We're gonna add some DOT3 or DOT4 to it. I'm pretty sure it calls for DOT4. Well, but yeah, DOT4. So let me pop that off there. We're gonna use a screwdriver to break them loose. And we'll go grab some DOT4. I think I have some. And I'm gonna show you how to bleed this so that the brakes work. This says it can accept either DOT3 or DOT4. I don't have enough DOT4 left after doing all my bikes and projects, so I'm just gonna use DOT3. It says right here, warning, only use DOT3 or DOT4. And I have both, but not enough of the other one, so we're just gonna set this aside here. You can see all the little processes this takes. And you pull this out. There we, oops, hee hee. Make sure we get that wiped off before I put that back in there. There we go. All right, set that aside. Let's fill this up for the first time. If you guys can see. Boop. We're gonna take her all the way to the top. And now what I'm gonna do, a lot of people will say go down here, loosen the nut, have somebody squeeze up here. An easy way to do this, and this works 90% of the time, doesn't matter if I'm doing a clutch or brakes, is just to keep squeezing this until all the air bubbles disappear. See how all the air bubbles keep coming out? Just keep going. Every time you do this, it sucks fluid down into there. When you start feeling pressure down, when you start feeling pressure on this, what'll happen is you know that you've gotten all the air out of the line, because it'll start to back flush the fluid and you'll see a little like fountain of fluid come up. It's really unique how it works. So just do full compressions all the way across until you start feeling brake pressure. This will take a while, man. You're gonna be here for a minute, but it's easy. There we go. I'm starting to get pressure. I've got pressure. I've got a lot of, see how it squirted it out? Now you see how it's squirting it? That's because there's no more air in the lines. See, that's the easiest way to do this. Let me get this brake fluid I just on accident got on here, off of here. There we go. So, go get a little rag. That was easy, right? That's the simplest way to do it. Is that way. Let me wipe this extra brake fluid off. If I have to spray this again, I will. But doesn't look like I need to. Okay, so I've basically primed that line. I have front brakes now, right? That was how easy it is. Now watch. When I do this, you can see it pushes fluid up. All right? So I've got tons of brake pressure. See what happens if I go too fast? It just squirts it out like a little sprinkler. That's because there's no more air left in the lines, and that's what you want. You want to know there's no more air left in the lines. So now you can put all this back together. You didn't have to go down here and loosen the, you know, the nipple and do it that way. This is the simplest way I've ever found to do it. It works on regular bikes. And I think a lot of the stuff they have you do is really unnecessary when it comes to bleeding the brakes. There's just a really simple way to do things. So now, the scooter has front brakes. It's time to reassemble, put everything back together. This was the easy way to do it, in case anybody was wondering. Getting ahead of myself here, man. Just want to get this thing back together, take it for a ride real fast, call the guy and let him have it. I want my garage back. I want my garage back, man. So I hope that was a good explanation how easy this is to do. Now it's time to put everything back to how it was. So now we got to piece all this thing back together here. So we're going to go ahead and simply slide all this back into place like so. Then we're going to start putting all the screws back in and pop that back on. As you can see, I have tons of brake pressure now. This handle's not going all the way down. I can feel the tire has tons of brake pressure. So we now have rear brakes and we have front brakes. It cost $15 to fix that problem, and you saw how easy it was to do. But before I go any further here, guys, I have to tighten this one screw down, because that is a necessary thing to do. So I still haven't finished putting the handle together. I just wanted to make sure everything was going to go good, and it worked fine. So there you go. Let me reassemble this. You guys basically know how to do it now. Just put all your screws back in and you're done, and that's the end of it. Yay! Whee! Alright, let's try the front brakes here. Oh yeah. Yeah, the front brakes are working great. Ah, she works good. What's up, guys? I'm Drone Worship, and I do all sorts of crazy stuff on this channel. I fix motorcycles, scooters, ATVs, dirt bikes, mopeds, doesn't matter. I fix it all, right? If this video helped you, please don't forget to help me by dropping me a subscription and pushing the like button. And you probably, if you stick around, will learn quite a bit on this channel. I also fly race drones and do all sorts of craziness. So this is kind of a all-around channel of just a lot of fun. We're actually going to be doing more fun activities here pretty soon. We picked up some new toys that we're going to start playing with, and we'll be releasing those and introducing them to the channel. Do not forget, guys, if you like what I do and you want to support me a little bit, I do have a merchandise rack. If you're on your cell phone, you can see my merchandise rack below. If you just scan near the comments, you'll see I have a merchandise rack. Feel free to buy a shirt, something like that. Helps support me, pushes me forward, makes me want to keep making content, all that kind of good stuff. I'm here for everybody else. That's what I do. I'm here to help everyone else solve your problems without going to a shop, without taking your stuff in and paying a mechanic $120 an hour to work on your stuff. That's what I'm here for. I try to show you guys the cheap, easy way to do it using basic garage tools and get the job done. So if you like what I do, you can always help support me. That's all. I'm out. Catch you guys on the flip. Toodles.